another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! You are not advertiser friendly, and yes, we are not advertiser friendly. No, so coming off of last night's wonderful schoolgirl infested, panty shot riddled, dead bodies everywhere, violence fest known as Tag, you're it, ha ha ha. I thought, you know what? Let's stay in the wonderful land of the rising sun and watch a great little zombie flick. Yes, a wonderful zombie flick named Junk. Yes, Junk. Wow, crazy. I know. I don't even know why they call it Junk. But what's up with this movie? Okay, so the movie is about some bank robber. Well, not bank robbers. I'm sorry, jewelry thieves. They bust into this jewelry store, steal a whole bunch of jewels, and plan to sell it to some bigwig in the Japanese Yakuza. And of course, they decide to meet at this abandoned military base. However, military base isn't abandoned. No! U.S. doctors are experimenting with drugs to try to bring back the living from the dead. And of course, you know, when you bring the dead back to life, well, you know, death happens because they love to eat flesh and things like that. So, of course, the whole place has become infested with horrible flesh-eating monster zombies, and it has become a fight for survival. And of course, the military realizes that they screwed up and a bad thing is happening, so they get a Japanese doctor who was the guy who started the whole project but left. They said, hey, you know what? We need your help to stop this. So, of course, now we've got the military that's going to go in, try to stop the whole thing, and then you got the Yakuza and the jewel thieves all in one place, and it's a gigantic battle royale of survival with the Yakuza trying to kill the jewel thieves to take the jewels, and the jewel thieves trying to stay alive from the zombies and the Yakuza, and of course, you know, the military wants to blow the whole thing up. So let's get into those wonderful scores. So violence and gore, it gets a 5 out of 5. It is gory, it is violent, it is messy. We get people, you know, hands torn off, people chopped in half, heads come off, heads get exploded, blood, guts, all kinds of throat ripping. It's just wonderful, wonderful, nasty, vile zombie goodness that only an R-rated or worse movie can achieve. So remember that, Hollywood. No PG-13 zombie flicks. Come on. Come on. Anyways, so 5 out of 5. Shock value, honestly, 1 out of 5. I mean, unless you get shocked by zombie violence, really, there's not really much there to scare you, and the violence itself is pretty typical for a zombie flick, so really nothing. Maybe I'm just sort of desensitized by this, right? I need stuff that goes like fucking nuts before I get shocked by it, I guess. I don't know, but I'm giving it a 1 out of 5. So, plot. Oh my god. What plot? What do we... Plot? Do we need a plot? Well, it's 2 out of 5. Why? I mean, it's really basic. It's like, okay, we need to have some way of creating zombies, so let's use military experiments. Okay, that works. And we need people to be at this place, so let's create a situation where we have a crime happen, and then we gotta sell our goods, and we need a reasonable place where no one knows about, and so that's where we're gonna be there. And of course the military is like, oh well, we need to kill the zombie infestation. So that's basically it. I mean, it's so rudimentary, but that's not the point of the film. The point of the film is to have zombie killing awesomeness. So whatever. 2 out of 5 acting, 2 out of 5. Oh, you know what? The American, like, they have Americans or English speaking white people, I guess you want to call them. I don't know if that means they're American or not, but they have them there. And they deliver their lines so horribly. It almost makes me wonder if there is such a horrific acting shortage in Japan for English-speaking American types that we should all just move there and we could easily score a job. I mean, there might not be that many roles, but I mean, it seems like they just like found some, you know, a handful of people off the streets, like, hey, you're American, you can speak English, let's come be in the zombie movie, okay? Whatever. I mean, it is horrible, but in a way, it sort of endears me to this movie because it reminds me of the horrible, you know, English, American, whatever, overdubs from the Italian horror movies, like when because they overdub the Italian with English, and it just reminds me of that so bad and a little bit deadpan in the delivery. Anyways, 2 out of 5. Now, Nudity, 3 out of 5. The lady on the covers, the master zombie, the head of the zombie, the super zombie. She, well, you know, she starts out naked, and she's naked in most of the film. And I mean, well, it's not like super gratuitous and all over the place. It's there enough, and definitely above average. And there, you know, she does have a nice pair. So I mean, kudos. 3 out of 5. Enjoyment factor, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I just love the movie because it just feels like a love letter to those cheesy Italian zombie movies. Movies like Zombie 3, otherwise known as Zombie Flesh Eaters. Is it Zombie Flesh Eaters 2? Or I don't know. I gotta remember which one Zombie 3 is. Anyways, it's the one that was supposedly the sequel to Lucio Fulci's Zombie. So anyways, you know, the one with, like, what is it? Death X is the zombie virus. Anyways, it reminds me of that. It reminds me of, like, Hell of the Living Dead. I mean, it's just so, like, the zombies are wonderful, shambling, slow zombies, and the style of them, and the makeup, and the gore effects just really reminds me of those wonderfully cheesy and awesome zombie flicks from the Italians. They just, I mean, like, you even have, like, the nudity. That's you got a character here there. She starts out naked just so that she's got tits that you can look at, because exploitation, it's zombie movie, it's Italian, we're trying to get people's butts in the theaters. It just feels like it. The soundtrack, I mean, even the way, like, some of the characters are dressed kind of gives you a little 80s vibe. The way that the military is, like, involved in it just so harkens back to those wonderful, wonderful days of those Italian zombie flicks, and it just oozes that. It's like they knew what they wanted to do and to pay homage. I mean, there's, like, scenes that just remind me of scenes from those zombie flicks. I mean, you had the area where the dead were covered in the white sheets, and when they started coming back to life, it just reminded me of the movie Zombie. I'm like, wow, that's Lucio Fulci's Zombie. I mean, they even had, like, the screech of the main zombie girl reminded me of, like, the screech sounds from other movies. And just every little aspect of this movie just feels like a little bit of, like, Easter eggs. And maybe it wasn't even intentional, I don't know. But it felt so connected to that stuff, and I just loved it. And I guess, you know, people who don't probably find this to be just a cheesy, mindless zombie flick. But man, I kind of like cheesy, mindless zombie flicks. But anyways, so 4 out of 5, thoroughly enjoy it. It's not a long movie, so it does kind of pace itself real well. So, overall impression, of course, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. Yes, it's got little plot. Some of the stuff makes absolutely no sense. The acting is atrocious at times. I love the sort of English that they use, like the self-destruct is like the self-exploder. It's like, we need to initiate the self-exploder. I mean, but it's cool. It just sounds awesome, the self-exploder. But I mean, it's wonderful. It's cheesy. But yes, it definitely has its problems, but man, still a fun time. Get some beers, get some alcohol, get some food, get some refreshments, grab your friends, sit back and watch it and enjoy it. That all averages out to 2.9 out of 5. Junk. I love it. I love the movie. It's so much fun. But yes, it's cheesy, but it oozes that wonderful atmosphere of movies like Zombie Flesh Eaters 2, I guess is what it was probably called, in Europe. Otherwise, Zombie 3 here in America. Hell of the Living Dead, Nightmare City, things like, you know, stupid but awesome, fun zombie flicks. Well, I'm not saying that the original Zombie, Lucio Fulci, that's a masterpiece, but I'm saying still, like, in that vein, it's wonderful. So there you have it. Junk. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Have you watched Junk? Did you like Junk? Do you like my junk? Ha ha! Yeah! I did. I said it. I went there. Oh my god. Anyways, plus, oh, it's a zombie movie where the people actually call them zombies. It's awesome. They're like, zombies! Zombies! Yes, they're zombies! Oh my god, this is gonna be Zombie Town in a couple of years. I don't know. It's great. It's great that they even have the guts to say zombies, because for some reason it's sort of like that's a rule. You don't say zombie in a zombie movie. You can't do it. No. Well, fuck your rules, man. Junk just did it, and I like it. So anyways, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and watch my other videos, episodes 1 through 3 already. And we will be back tomorrow with another wonderful piece of macabre cinema. And until then, remember, Internet, you guys stay sexy, you guys stay scary.